Hey guys, welcome to Operation Crypto. Altcoin analysis today on the assets chosen by you guys. I did put that tweet out yesterday saying, look, pick some assets and I'll do them. And that's what I do probably once or twice a week. I'll just throw a post out on Twitter and ask you for any opinions. And this time we got absolutely shed load. So we'll have a look at some altcoins in a second. Just a quick, brief look at Bitcoin. We will do a specific Bitcoin video this week, but it's still not much going on, is it? I mean, we are pretty much locked within this range since 18th of September. We're talking 2 weeks at least within this area here. We're bouncing up and down, highs at around 20, lows at around 18. So we're still in that range. And if you even go back to this date here, it's about 100 and let's have a quick back gander at that. A date range from when we came into this range here to where we're currently at. We're talking 112 days within that specific area down here. If we look at this chart here, you can see that we are still in a massive downtrend, which we do need to break out of, and that is something that I'm keeping my eye on. But let's take a look at some altcoins chosen by you guys. And first one from Matt here is asked if we can take a look at RSR and the BTC pairing. I mean, RSR BTC pair, they used to have quite a substantial amount of trading on Bitcoin, on Binance, but they removed that pair. So let's have a quick look on KuCoin, see what's going on here. There may not be quite that volume there to do it, to be honest. I mean, yeah, it looks like there's a fair bit. You usually can tell by the candles. The candles are usually absolutely miles apart, and them candles look, I mean, you can tell the different type of candle patterns. There's not as much volume as there is, and even if you look at the volume over on CoinGecko or something, you would still see that there is not much volume on the markets there. So looking at this on the daily time frame, we've had a nice bounce off the lows. We've only got data back to November 21, which is not too much really. If we just have a look at a Bitfinex chart, see if that, the Bittrex one, let's see what that's saying. Yeah, we've got a lot more data on there, and you can see by them candles, look at them, they're completely different. They're just a little bit within that range. Yeah, it's not the pairing you really need to be looking at, but in terms of Satoshis and you're wanting to trade it, it is starting to push up. And to be honest, we're just breaking through this area here. If you look at this, if you put a horizontal ray on from this point here, so it was a major support level, that's at 51 Satoshis. Come back, resistance here, and we've just broke through that level of resistance now. So in Satoshis, it's looking quite good. We have been quite strong against Bitcoin ever since the lows down even since May. It is held up fairly well, and it is pushing up. Not much volume here, so you probably can potentially make quite some decent swings from this. I think if we're looking to push on from here, and we do get this daily closure, which it is forming so far. Yesterday's candle broke through and rejected. So far, we are pushing up on support against Bitcoin, so we're acting, well, RSI is stronger than Bitcoin in terms of the way the markets are trading. We're pushing up, and I think if you're looking for any type of take profit region, I think there's a good chance you could get towards this region here, even the bottom of that move there. If you'll put the ray on from the bottom of that move there, look, support here. There was multiple levels of support and resistance around here, and that's around 64 Satoshi. So that could be a decent area for you to potentially take some profit before it did come back down, depending on the strength of Bitcoin. Because if Bitcoin is strong, RSI will come up. If, for example, Bitcoin starts pushing up to 21, 22, 23, you are going to get pullbacks here and come back to test this level of support if it does push up there. So potentially good, you could start getting some range bound price action between there now, selling at 64 and buying at 52, and just keep rinsing and repeating that. But that's the RSR BTC pair covered. There's not much to talk about on that because like I say, the candle's a bit dodgy. There's not much volume there, but we've covered it anyway. I'm just going to have a look through some of these assets as loads. Poop. Tell you what, let's have a quicker look at Poop. Where can I find that chart? Have I got it? That's not it. I have got it somewhere. There it is. Right, Poop. That is such an unfortunate name because the asset itself, in my opinion, is very strong. I've gone really dark here, but you'll have to just probably not look at my face for a couple of minutes. Looking at this in terms of price analysis, we bounced off this major level here down at around 0.043, so 4.3 cent, and it is holding up fairly well. We had a major rise, and this level has been a nice level of support in the past. As you can see, we're having a local level of support. If you look at this box around here, this is where the support is now, and that's around 5.1 cent. This is an area to buy, and if you're looking to ladder in, potential ladder orders down all the way down to 4.3, but I think if the market does start pumping, This will really start to see some growth over the course of the next few weeks and months. But just be wary, things can dump to the downside. First major taking profit area is up around here. You can see this is the first peak here. It rejected off, it come back down. So that's a major level to take profit around 6.5 cent. And then the all-time high is not a million miles away, to be honest, if we're looking at that in terms of a bit of growth. Price range from current price to all-time high, 79% away. That could happen in a heartbeat because assets with micro caps like this can really start to see some growth over short periods of time. But there you go, I'm back to normal. Lights are pretty much fucked in here. So that's poop. Level to buy, level to sell. Again, we're not looking at anything different so far. Von Mitch, GBP, don't think I'll be looking at. To be honest, the GBP, I will be happy if it stays at this region, because whenever you're trading in dollars. When you come to take profit and swap it back to GBP, you're going to have quite a substantial amount more. So for me, I've made quite a bit of money recently, just by holding US dollars and then swapping it to GBP recently, taking a bit of a wage, and it's been good. Getting about an extra 20% on top there, so all in all, fairly good. Poop, Glimmer. Let's have a quick look at Glimmer. I've actually held some Glimmer myself, not a vast amount, but I think we looked at this last time, didn't we? So look, this, I mean, how far from the bottom this could this possibly be? I'm not too sure in terms of unlocks if that's still happening, because look at that chart, that is horrific. Did it actually go? No, it didn't go there. In terms of price and range, so we'll take that as all-time high there at $16. That has been absolutely savaged, unfortunately, all the way down 97%. But if you're looking at RSR as well, that's down 97% as well, and that's continued to regain some ground. But yeah, if you're looking at this, I mean, the question is, how low can you go? We are currently on a nice level of support here, which we're forming. We're getting plenty of multiple taps within this range. For me, I think long term it could be a great buy, but anything to do with Polkadot power chains, I've really suffered. I mean, the lack of marketing from Polkadot, in my opinion, and the power chain projects themselves has not been quite on point, and that tied in with a bear market is absolutely seen some disasters happening. But if the asset is still fundamentally strong, which Glimmer is, Moonbeam is pushing on, then why not? Why not buy it? I mean, nobody wants to buy down here, do they? But when Glimmer was pumping up and power chains were released, everybody wanted to buy it here. It's just going against your emotions and thinking, right, I like this asset, I'm going to bite the bullet and I'm going to buy. I know the fact that I can potentially go underwater at some stage, but that's investing for you. That's part and parcel. So yeah, look, I would buy here, to be honest, at 43 cent, and then I would look to sell here. I would be selling at 80 cent. That would be a massive move. You're talking around an 80% move from there to there. And then if you're looking any further above that, then we've got this region here at $1. $1 will be a huge level to regain. If it did regain that, then I would be taking a substantial amount of profit, because if you're managing to get in from here up to that 150, you're talking 150% move, which is decent. So I would be buying here. I'm not going to look at any levels below, because, I mean, where's the bottom on anything? It's just unknown, isn't it? We've got no price data back there, and it is what it is. If you're looking at a ladder some orders down, maybe just use increments. So we're at 44 cent now, maybe bang an order at 40 cent, 35 cent, 30 cent. May not happen, but them orders there just in case, and you're not losing anything if those orders don't hit. So there's actually more to gain by placing orders below where you think it could go, because if they wick down with a massive flash crash, your orders might fill on that. So yeah, that's what Glimmer covered. We're not going to cover all these assets. What I'll do a couple of videos this week highlighting all these different assets. Avalanche by Mark, let's have a look at that. I've not looked at Avalanche for a while. We use a Binance chart, tends to have more volume. Currently at $16. Again, this has been one that's pretty much heavily sold off. Let's get rid of all that crap on there, to be honest. And where are we at currently? If we look back into the past, that could be a decent support level there, which, let's just mark it on. So if you look at this high here, back in January 21, before we went up and rallied, we come back down, tested its support, lost it, resistance, support. On that dump back in June, we hit it, and that could be another level where, if the market continues to drop, that could be a level to buy down at $14.44. Below that, then you've got this horrible horrible region down here where we've double bottomed and pushed to the upside, and that's at $9.29. Two regions there for you to potentially buy if your price does continue to tumble. And then in terms of taking profit, this level here. There. So if you look at this level here, resistance, support, support, resistance, that's another region to sell. You're talking $21, $22. Could be that area where the price could potentially push if we do get any bullish price action. RSI is fairly low down there at 37, so we've got plenty of room to grow. And if you're looking at moving averages there, we've had that bearish cross on the 27th of August. We need these moving averages to cross back to the upside, get that 20 and that 50 crossing over and then pushing back up. If we do get a crossover and we do get some price action closing above $22, then you're going to look up towards this $29, $30 region for Avalanche. Liam from Serenity is asking for DSLA. Absolutely not sure what that is. DSLA protocol. We'll have a look at it. Never even heard of it, to be honest, mate. But let's have a quick butchers. That's at $2, and if I presume it is that one, then it's followed the rest of the market and it's been on its arse, you would say. I mean, look at that. All-time high was back in March 21. Let me just have a quick look at something on CoinGecko. I don't even know. Let's make sure I've got the right asset, DSLA. We've been up to, 97%. We've been up to 2.4 cents. So looking at that, yeah, it's around that. All-time high is up at that region. We'll mark that there. Went up to 2.6 cent on Qcoin, so you would expect that's the most accurate. And like I say, 97% down from those highs. It's quite a substantial amount, but it doesn't matter. This is a bear market, and if the asset is still building, then it is what it is. And I think we have found, looked like we've formed a bottom here. It's very similar to an AVAX chart, isn't it? I mean, it's not precisely retesting that bottom again, but we've come down towards that range. And yeah, looking at price action, it doesn't look good. But what we need to do is form these bottoms. Whenever the price does drop, it needs to form a bottom, as you would say. It needs to trade within that range for quite a substantial amount of time to show that there is demand at that price. There is now demand at that price. People are buying within here, albeit they are selling, because this did hit a level of resistance around here. You can see all these wicks, that was resistance where the price was selling. You would expect that's tied into something like a 100% move from the prices down here. So if people are buying up there and selling there, look at that 100% move. People just 2x your money, sell up and move on, and that's exactly what's happened here. And you would expect the same to happen again. I mean, even if you're buying here and people are selling up here, that's still another 2x on your money. So if you're looking to buy now, still, again, in my opinion, could be a decent area to buy. I mean, again, I would be selling up here to just 2x your money, move on. Either look to then buy it if it retraces, or, I don't know, wait for the next dump or the next pump, or move on to a different asset. But yeah, for me, yeah, two levels there. Support level at 0.00056, and then we've got resistance up at 0.0013. So that's DSLA covered. And we'll cover one more. Like I say, I've got so many assets here to cover. What I'll do is do another video, potentially tomorrow or Wednesday, and we'll cover everything else. DC Tosh lines. We'll do METIS for you, but it's at $23. I've actually been buying this from $32. I actually bought it on that latest pump up here. I think I bought some more here. I bought about 200 METIS there, and price come down. Underwater on that buy, but previous buys was down at $19, so it's kind of averaged out. And not underwater on that yet, but I don't care. If I'm underwater at some stage, so be it. I'm looking to buy these dips and keep accumulating. We have formed a little bit of a bottom here. If you're looking at this region, you can see multiple wicks within that range around $22. Seems to be a nice confluent area. If you look at this range here, it was a level of resistance, and go back to it was a major level of support. So it's quite a key area where the price is bouncing off it. If we lose that level, then you're going to look at 1920. But for me, it's not looking too bad. Let's have a look at that in terms of Fibonacci from the bottom and move there to the top. We'll come down. We're close to that 786, aren't we? I mean, the 786 is usually a level which I would potentially look at buying as well. I bought at the I bought just above, I think it was 50% fib around there where I was buying. But yeah, buys, I'd still consider buys. And use these levels, we've got $21.65 and then $19. And then if you're looking to sell, we've got major resistance up here at $28, fibs at 36, and then a big level up here at $49. So some levels for you to keep your eye on there. In terms of analysis on different assets, that's going to do it for today. Like I said, we've got loads of assets there, so we'll do another video in the next couple of days. If you want me to cover any other assets that are not covered on here as well, jump onto my Twitter, I think it's the second post down, comment on that, or just comment on this video below. Make sure you do hit that like button, smash that subscribe button, and I'll catch you next time.